Hello everyone, it's Julie from Camelia Crafts Designs. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here today to do the cover on my junk mail journal. I was going to do it yesterday, I must apologise. Yeah, we got sidetracked, we went out for a walk. Yeah, and I'll tell you as we go along. So, yesterday in part one, I chose the envelopes that I was going to use and pages inside. I'm now wondering if I've chose too many. I don't know, I haven't. It'll be fine, it'll be fine. I can always rip one out after, I suppose. So, what I want to do is the cover today. Now, I don't know if you can see, I did glue it with the Collage glue, and it's gone a bit wrinkly for my liking. It's not unusable, but you know me and wrinkles, I'm not keen on them. So, I'm going to do the front on a separate piece of paper and put it on as a topper, yeah? Rather than trying to collage over the wrinkly bits, yeah? So, the other thing I wanted to do with the cover is I just want to put a bit of inking and stenciling around the edges, and then I'm just going to sew all the way around the edge. I have cut the size down a smidgen because I had some glue that had seeped and it was very shiny, and in cutting it down I've cut the edge bit off where the glue was, so that bit's not even stuck. But that'll be fine. I'm going to sew it. I think I'll round the corners, so let's crack on. I'm going to be decorating cover with some images from this botanist sticker anthology. So I thought I'd get them out and show you first. I've used this before. I'll pop that to one side for now. Right, so grab my corner rounder. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm saying excuse me, there's nobody there. I'm going to take the bits out and pop them to one side. I don't know if it matters which is front or back, really. I'll make that one the front. So I think I'm gonna do the medium 7mm corner, if it will punch this. You know, it's a very weird paper bag, this. It's also a little bit waxy. So I am worried about if I collage with a glue stick, I'm worried whether it's actually gonna stick. So that's reason 26 for doing the cover as a sort of topper. Yes, I do like it much better with rounded corners. So, yeah, it is chomping them. There we go. I'm going to bring some ink in and go around the edge. This is it's my old walnut stain. My new one's a bit juicy, and I have a feeling I want to be a bit heavy-handed on this. And I don't want it to look, I want it to look more aged than inked, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I think having not used this pad for a while as well, it seems to be much more inky. I know the foam is like, yeah, coming apart a little bit. Right. I'll do the inside of the front cover as well. I don't know what I'm going to put on inside. I saw Tanya's flip through yesterday and it was absolutely gorgeous. I must go back and comment on it. I'm terrible at watching people's videos, me and not commenting. Yeah, like a stalker. Right, so I've got a bit of ink around the edge. I love this stencil, it's my postcard stencil. So I'm going to grab a brush, and I've got a couple of different colours of ink out. Yeah, different colours, different colour browns. I've got my archival potting soil and coffee. The potting soil's a little bit darker, so I'm going to come in first with some coffee. I just want something around the edge that we're going to see after with, yeah. I'm going to put that spare piece underneath. So I think I want the carte postal thing at the top, and then that will have part of the stamp popping out. Got to get this a little bit straight, you know, because it's there's a straight line on the stencil. If I put that on wonky, it'd just drive me insane. Yeah, I'm not very ladylike when I stencil. Oh, I'm liking that. Just get it on. I'm not too bothered if I get the whole of that top line. Get some of the stamp. I know a lot of this is going to get covered up. As long as I get these edges, I'm a happy bunny. Right, I'm going to move it over now because I want this clock watch going off the edge. Then I'm going to do a little bit of stamping as well, and I'll do that with a slightly darker ink. What should we have down at bottom? I think I'll go for this. Mind you, I don't want to get any of that postage stamping again, so I'm just going to take it off the edge a bit. I want this stamp, London stamp. That's looking good. Yeah, I like that. And I'm just going to put some of the random writing down on this corner. I do have another stencil that's writing. It just seems a waste to get it out when I've got this bit of writing on here, doesn't it? Yeah, I like that. Just a little bit of something, isn't it?
I don't know that one.
Sorry, Gertrude. You can't know everything, can you, love? She's getting very vocal again lately, isn't she? Right. For those of you who have not watched me before, my Alexa likes to chime in for no reason when she's not been asked to. So I've renamed her Gertrude so that I'm not setting yours off if you happen to have one. So yeah, right, I've got my... I'm loving these stamps lately. It's my Tim Holtz Field Note stamps. And I'm going to use the slightly darker potting soil ink on these. And which ones shall we have them where? I think I want some of these random numbers. I don't know where though. I think I want one there on the edge. Yeah. Do I want that one? We've got the postmark now. I don't want another postmark. I'm going to be doing it a little bit botanical, this journal. I think I might need a butterfly there. Yeah, I'll have a butterfly there and a number there. Remember, I'm putting a topper on, so we're only going to see the edges anyway. And I think I want these other little numbers up top. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. They don't stay in these once you've used them. I'll have to get some kind of wallet to put them in so I don't lose them. I do have the Tim Holtz binder, but it's rubbish. Sorry, Timothy. It's really awkward to use. I don't really like it. I store my stamps in there when I'm not going to use them for a while. Right, we'll go stamp to ink because we're not wanting a perfect impression. And I'm just going to put that butterfly there. I'll hold it down a second or two. Yeah, I like that. And we want that number there. I'll put it slightly in because I am going to be sewing around the edge and I don't want to sew straight through the number. I don't know why, I just don't. Yeah, I like that. So you're just going to see all this stuff peeping out around the edge of the collaged topper that I'm going to put on. And we'll have that one there. I hope I haven't gone too far and put too much on this. I don't think I have. Yeah, I like it. So yeah, imagine, let me get a random piece of paper. So that's our topper. You're just going to see bits. We'll see the cart postel. Yeah, we'll see the butterfly peeking out. Yeah, I like that idea. But before I do that, I am going to sew it. I think that will be the best time to sew it. I will be decorating the rest, but not as fancy as the front. So I don't mind decorating that after I've sewn it. Yeah, right, that's my stamps put back in their places. Yeah, I'm just going to pause and set up for sewing. And I'm back. Sorry if this light's blinding you. I don't think my sewing machine's very good for filming. Anyway, I've just had an impromptu sewing machine service. I thought I would test this green cotton that was already in my machine, see how it looked, and I thought, and it did that. So, what's it done? So yeah, I just needed to get some lint out of my machine and put a little bit of oil on me. Yeah, shuttle. So yeah, We've had a service. Right, now I'm back. So all I'm going to do is go all the way around the outside with my running stitch. Yeah, and I did have a few questions about what this foot was that I use. It's actually a zipper foot. I didn't know, but I do now. Tanya at Tatty Treasure desperately wanted one, and yeah, she was the one who found out what it was. Because I find it really good for just keeping an even line when you're sewing around the edge of something. Anyway, crack on, get sewing. Fingers crossed it works okay. I've got my longest stitch length, and yeah, I'm just going around the edge. I'm reaching quite a bit when I do this on camera. Yeah, I can't control my foot pedal too well. I don't know if it's a me problem or just a machine problem. So I tend to do it by hand round corners. Lift it up and move it and then do one stitch is better than pulling it like I did. It actually sounds a little bit better than a machine now. I've put some oil on it, who knew? Lift it. I always start on the back as well, the bottom of the back when I'm sewing around a journal. I've no idea. Well, I have an idea where that is. I think that's where I want the join to be on the cotton. Whoa, I went a bit fast there. I don't go any nearer because it overshoots way too often. So I'm just turning my hand wheel. I will update it one day, but it has to break first. However, it's doing its job. Yeah. So I'll come to the join soon. And I just pull that cotton out of the way so it don't get tangled. And I just overlap a couple of inches. There we go. Done. I could go round again and do another messy stitch, but I don't want to, not on this journal. Now, lastly, you don't have to sew around this. I just like the look of it. I'm right into sewing around edgy things lately. I'll just pause, shift the machine and get back in view. And I'm back. Right, I'm going to do some collage on front, but I want to be very careful about how big this topper is. So I'm going to cut myself a piece of acetate. This is a good way to do it. I've seen Tanya do it. So I'm going to use a piece of packaging. I don't want to use my good acetate. I'm going to use it. This was, if you've ever seen the Tonic memory book dies. Yeah. Is that even going to come out? Out. Love your dies, Tonic. Not so keen on your packaging. The packaging is seriously shocking. I like to store my dies in packaging and you just can't with Tonic. They stick it on with these horrible foam pads. And look. Imagine that with your dies you were getting out. Shut up moaning, woman. Shut up moaning. Right, I've got a piece of acetate. So I want to cut this piece of acetate to about the size I want my top to be. Because I know which bits I want to see. I want to see some of that postage stamp. I want to see that. I don't want it to come up past the carte postal. And I want to see that. And I want to see the butterfly. So I'm just going to come in and cut it. I'm sorry if this is reflecting. It'll stop soon. Look how wonky I've cut that. Could that be any more wonky? Yes, I've been watching Friends Reunion. So, yeah, we have to speak like Chandler. Right. I've now got that bit of acetate. So I'll be able to see the butterfly. Yeah, I think that's fine. So the topper is actually a lot smaller than I assumed it were going to be. But that's what I want. So I'm going to make my back piece roughly that size. Right, what shall I make it from? I've got some scraps and bits from other projects here. That might be, is that too green? It's gel gone. Actually, that might be nice. It is going to get covered with other things. That might be nice, I don't know. Oh, about that, that's grungy. Very grungy. I could use a map page for the first piece. Oh, I like that. I really like that as the first piece. And then some other bits on, and then a flower image. That's what it's going to be. I've got some music paper. I've got my trusty collage box. I've got some... Oh, yeah, this is going to be good. Right. Which piece of map shall we use? I like that one. And I'm going to tear it with my tear ruler. Tell me I've not lost that piece of acetate already. Just please tell me I have not lost that piece of acetate. I'm an absolute nightmare. There's going to be people... This has happened to me before. I've lost something on camera and other people have known where it were and they've had to tell me in comments. I'm so messy. I'm so messy. Oh my word. It's there under journal. Terrible. Right, so I'm going to use that piece of acetate. I'm going to get a nice piece of the journal. I like that. And I'm going to rip it. Put it right way up this tear ruler, woman. It works much better. Do you know, I might want a rippier edge than that. Does that make sense? A rippier edge. Let's try ripping it with this. Really ought to use water to rip it with this big one. Oh, that didn't go bad. Let's have a look, see if that really wonky edge might look better. I honestly don't know. I don't know. I think it needs to be, I think it needs to be a much more uneven edge than that. So I'm going to rip it by hand. So ignore what I just did. I've changed my mind, but I can do that. I'm going to rip it by hand. Roughly around the size of the acetate, but not exactly. Yeah, that's going to look much better. So now I just need to do a strip down here. Yeah, oh yeah, that's going to be much better. And it's all going to be inked and grungy and bits and bobs like that. What's the other side like? Oh, an housing estate. I do like this bit better. So I need to rip just to the side of that line on it. And then I'll build the rest of the collage up on this piece of paper. I don't like how that went off to one side. You know, when I got rid of those really big rips. Oh, that's better. I like that better. So bring the acetate back in. I'm going to rip it about there, just above that. What it says, Snowdon something. I don't know, there's something called Snowdon in Sheffield because it is a Sheffield map. It's an old Sheffield A to Z. I like how that goes off at bottom. So it's going to be something like that. Right, let's get in and ink this bit now. There we go. I thought I'd lost my inking tool then when I moved everything for the same machine. I'm endeavouring to be a little bit tidier in this video than I usually am. I really have no idea if I'm going to succeed. You never know with me. I've been watching Izzy B and I've been watching Tanya, and it's like, Tanya is so neat, Izzy B is so messy. I think I'm like on a sliding scale between two of them. Usually nearer to Izzy B's style of desk tidiness than Tanya's. I remember when I first started my YouTube channel, I used to talk to Tanya. She's given me loads of help and tips, and I said, oh, I might do a comedy video at Christmas. Because Tanya has all this lovely stuff on her desk. She has props and candles. Can you imagine me with a candle? We might get some, ooh, might get some hunky firemen on YouTube. Yeah, I like that, I do. So let's put some other bits on. I says I might just cover my desk in stuff like you do, start crafting, and then halfway through say, oh, I can't be doing with this, and just swipe it all on the floor. Because that is actually what would happen. I want a bit of music paper, yeah. And I want some of that green. Yeah, that paper. That green stuff. What's it called? Oh my word, what's it called? Painter's paper. Decorator's masking paper. I'm trying to get my big stash of it out here because I've only got scraps in my scrap tub. And I know I'm touching microphone wire, and I'm really sorry if it's going... It will stop any second now. I tried to do that really carefully and it took me longer than usual. Oh, look at that. It's already got the wibbly wobbly edge on it. Tanya's cut it with pinking shears. I'm going to tear that wibbly wobbly edge bit off. Right, there we go. I don't know if I like the wibbly wobbly edge bit now. Pinking sheared edge. I can't decide. Tell you what, tear that in half and then decide when you've only got a half-size piece. I don't like it on one side. I think I'd like it along the bottom, but I don't want it along the bottom. I've got this idea I want some little strips of different papers going upwards ways. I do overthink collaging me when it's for a cover. I always do. Yeah, I need to cut that straight edge off. I know it's probably going to get covered, but in my mind it's saying, no, go away, get rid of the straight edge. That's better. And I want some book page as well. So what book page have we got in here? This is all sorts. This is stuff that I should have put away after 27 different projects and didn't. Ooh, what was that? What was that? So an inky bit. Envelope. Bag. I've lost the inky bit I saw. Oh, it's there. No, it's too messy. No, I'm going to have to... I know I've got no big book pages in my... I've grabbed a new book page. Well, a new old book page. It's my favourite. David Copperfield. Yeah, this is why I end up with so many scraps. I think I just want green at the bottom now. I don't know. Let's ink these up and see what they look like inked. I'll ink it that way. Because I do want these inked on cover. I'm getting really good at not having to ink everything these days. Yeah, I really like that map page. I don't want to cover all of it up. I think that's too long actually. That's better. That's better. And yeah, I'm going to take some of the bottom of that off and I'm going to put some green at the bottom. That bit's just not getting used. I'm going to use part of this bit and I'm just going to pop it underneath. Yeah, I'm a happy bunny with that. And I'll put a little bit of ink on this as well. I'll ink it all because I'm not sure which way around it's going to end up. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'll take that off the book cover and get things stuck on. So I need the green at the bottom, don't I? Right, I did grab a new glue because the one I used yesterday, yeah, I left lid off. I'm terrible for that. Is this the one, the new one? That must be it. I'll grab my trusty piece of scrap card. Get this glued on. Yeah, I were a bit concerned at gluing straight onto something wrinkly wobbly. It's you know, like paper bags have, I don't know, they just have a texture, don't they? And ones you buy, but these Amazon ones, they're more like just craft paper, but then with like a waxy coating on. So yeah, I didn't want to collage straight onto it. It would have been Wrinkle City, and that would not have pleased me. Oh, it's lovely again here today. Now Becca's gone out to the park to meet some friends. Rachel's busy watching some Chinese drama with subtitles. Yeah, ooh, that's yeah. It's either Korean, Japanese, or Chinese drama with subtitles. I didn't impress her with comments because it's some like ancient thing, and they're using swords and cracked a sword out, and I'm like, oh, it says Wilkinson sword on that. She's like, mother. Sorry. No, I don't think it was made by Wilkinson sword in whatever century this drama's set in. I've got to be honest, I lose track a little bit. I just went and sat with her while I ate my lunch. Yeah, so I'm crafting away, not needed today. Oh yeah, I mean, our Bex decided to bob off out for a walk yesterday, and I did something I've not done for over a year. I went to a supermarket. Yeah, we had a new Aldi open about a mile away, so we went for a walk, and then we called in there. We just got a few bits that I've not had for ages. I've been getting all my shopping online from Asda. Right, I'm happy with that as a topper now. Let's bring the journal back in. I really like that. I do. I hope everyone agrees. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Yeah. Right, we now need to choose an image from that botanical book. I did have one in mind, and then I think I lost it. But that's me, isn't it? Me all over. I'm full of tricks like that. Right, let's get the book out. I did do a flip through on this book. I didn't go through it really slow. Just a flip through so you can see all pages if anyone's interested in getting it. Right. Oh, that's the image. But that now I think is far too big. That's just far too big, isn't it? Far too big. So I need a different image. I think I'm going to use a lot of these throughout this journal. I don't want anything too bright and garish, but I don't want anything too dull and boring, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I got really low on fussy cut images, and I'm like, ooh, I've got that sticker book. That should be good. Look at that. I'll use those big stickers one day. I need to label it with the types of things on each page. Dragonfly. I can do a dragonfly, but I don't like all those other little creeper crawlies. I wonder if there's any earthworms. Oh, that's too bright. Too bright. Is it too bright? I don't know. I do like that reddy colour. It's like a burnt orangey red, isn't it? Oh, I think that might look good. Quite striking. I like that. I have no idea where it is. And now I'm not so precious about my book. I dare actually take pages out. So do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this whole page out. And we'll audition a few of these. Because there's a really big white edge around these stickers, I don't always like it. So what I tend to do is take it off and stick it to another piece of paper. It also then makes your image a little bit more robust, and I've not had any problem with them coming off. I know people have said if you put these straight onto a project, they can peel up, but I think by me, ooh, ones. Oh, that's so nice. And that one other side, look at that. Oh, stop it. I really like that. There's a lot of white on that. I don't want a lot of stark white. But I like that. I'm going to stick a couple of these onto a piece of paper and fussy cut them, and I'll be back in 2 ticks. Right, I'm back. So I've stuck 3 of these stickers onto, this is a piece of, I don't know if it's thin card or thick paper. It's just a bit I'd inked on and not used. So I'll show you what I do when I stick these stickers on, just to make sure they're not going to come off, and it seems to be working for me. That's all I can say. I get my bone folder and I burnish them like this. I just burnish them down really well. And yeah, they seem... I can't get the sticker off the paper when I've done that. Anyway, I've gone ahead and fussy cut. I was going to fussy cut them all to audition them. But after I fussy cut the first one, I thought, that's the one. That's the one I want. You're the one that I want. Bit of Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta there. I won't sing again. Yeah, so that's the one I'm using. I'm going to do a bit of inking on it. And also, I made something the other day, and I was looking in my tickets, and I said, I'm sure I've got one that says field notes. Well, there's this field diary one. So I'm going to pop that on there as well. I think I might back that on something. Perhaps a little bit of card, maybe a bit of fabric. I don't know. So, let's grab the Inka Dauber. I'm just going to do a little bit of inking on the edge, and I'm just going to come in with my brush just to dull down that white in the middle, because this is the one I said it may have too much white and I might not like it, but I think I might like it actually. So just, we'll already have some brown colour or other on it, yeah, from when we did that. So just getting rid of that white a little bit, just so it's not quite so in your face. There we go. And I'll ink around the edge of this too. Might need another daub. Right. And let's get, I've always got loads of scraps around me. Ooh, we don't want the pink, do we? I emptied my scrap jar the other day on a video, and then I couldn't get everything back in. So a lot of it's hanging about there. I've then always got this one to hand with bits for backing. I think a bit of hessian would look nice because it's very rusticy looking with that brown paper bag. So let's cut round and see. I might not like it. Do I like it? I do like it. So we're going to have that there and that there. And job's a good one. I like it. So let's get glue in. I'm going to glue this on with my, Anita's tacky glue. I did have my pin in, so fingers crossed it's going to work. I'm not going to squeeze it over my project. I've made that mistake far too many times. Yeah, it's coming out, no problem. Wee. I'm getting lots of wee now. Yeah, the problem with the YouTube comments seems to be fixed. They are still turning off as soon as I upload my video, but I'm only having to turn them back on once now. It's still a bit of a pain, but I'm convinced it's a YouTube glitch. I looked further into it, and had my comments been off due to a child protection issue, as the lovely man from YouTube told me, I would have also had something else to let me know that. So, yeah, we shall see, won't we, what occurs. I've trawled and I can't find anyone else having the same problem. Right, let me put that on first before I place this flower. I want to make sure I leave room for it. It's going to be at bottom. Yeah, place your flower there, lady. I'm a lady now, not a woman. Ooh. And you need something dried out baby wipe, that will do. Now while I just back that on its hessian, I'm going to put this under my mat. So, yeah, there we go. To get flat. Right, I'm going to take a bit of edge off around that. I still feel it needs a bit of something more. Does it? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I feel like it needs some brown card. I'm just going to get some and see. Ooh, that's a nice colour brown. Does that want to go between the Hessian and the label? Or behind the Hessian? I think I need a bit of this brown card between the Hessian and the label. It will also stiffen it up a bit. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll glue it on and then cut it afterwards. Maybe if I'd put this on card. There we go. And yeah, we'll go that way. It's a darker colour this way, isn't it? I'll line it up on two sides and I've only got two to cut. There we go. Ooh, I'm going to be brave doing it with my scissors. So I'm already not really doing it in a very messy, casual style, am I? Getting bits of acetate to measure where I want my topper. But that were a really important thing, that wasn't it? I didn't want to do that wrong. And I want some more off the top now. I've left too much. There we go. I know it's not straight, but I'm going to embrace that. A bit more ink. I think it'll just make this word stand out that little bit more now. Yeah, I'm glad I did that. I like it much better. Definitely. I'm going to put glue on the back of here and put the Hessian to the back. And then I'll put some more glue on to fasten it to the topper. Not flowing very well this today. At least I don't end up with too much on. It's because I pretended I'd been good and put pin in. I'd not had pin in all night. I put it in this morning. So yeah, that's where it is. I can feel some resistance. Oh, a bent pin. I've lost my new pack of pins because I lose them so often. I did buy a little box of stainless steel pins and they've disappeared somewhere into ether. Oh, I need two hands for this. I think it might be time to take it out and rinse it off. If I've got some dried glue inside, it just narrows the opening down. Right, I think that's enough glue on there. Let's get the topper out from underneath. And pop it on. Yeah, I like that. I really do. Really like that. Straight enough as well. Yeah, that's lovely. Right, I'm going to pop that underneath to dry completely and keep completely flat. And then we're just going to bind this journal in. Right. Put your pin in your glue, woman. I can talk for 3 hours about putting pin in my glue. Do I do it? Sometimes. Right, tidy up. You don't want all this stuff in your way while you're binding it, do you? Right, I know Izzy and Tanya used, some Faker's twine. I don't have a thick enough one in a colour that I like. I did toy with the idea of using this with a gold thread, but I've even gone off idea of that. So I'm going to grab my box of strings and elastics and have a look, see what we can use. I can't grab it, it won't come out. Ooh, what's this? Oh, yellow baker's twine. That's far too in your face, isn't it? I suppose I could try dyeing that. Then it might be nice. I've got this other, that's a nice string. I really like that string. I haven't got much left. I've no idea where I got it from. It's like a very twisty one. But I think that's a bit fine. Do you know what? I think I'm just going to go with some of this. That's a thin one. That's a much thicker, natural looking one. I think I'm going to use that. I do like using that on craft, I must say. I'm going to use this. I like it. So, yeah, it's all we could have done, we should have done, we didn't. We used that instead. Right, put your labels away, give yourself some room. I'll bring my envelopes back in now. Here we go, envelopes. I'm going to, because this is a tall one, I am going to use a 5/0 pamphlet stitch so that we get all these envelopes caught. So we're just going to go through now and decide how we want them. I'll do all gessoing and whatever on the envelopes afterwards. I'm going to really not mind if I see some bits of colour next to that. I don't mind, she says. But I just need to check if I need to chop anything off any of these envelopes, and I do. Right, this one, I think I want a top pocket on that. And then the other side, do I want a top pocket or a side pocket? I think we'll go for tops, and I'm gonna glue the flap down and then cut it off. I think that's the way I want to do that one. So, grab the glue stick. I'll go around that edge as well. Yeah, get the little chopper. I know Janya was saying in comments that in the US you don't really get many brown envelopes like this. I don't know why that surprises me, but it does. I have no idea why. And yours are all boring and white, but ours are all boring with same size windows. You get double windows, single windows, whatever windows. Oh, I think we might have to do a swap, Janya. I'll send you some of my rubbish and you send me some of yours. But yeah, I've got other things I need to post first. I'm terrible. I'm not getting around to posting. If it's not something from my Etsy shop, it don't get posted. I think I'm always so worried about getting my Etsy orders out on time. I'm then like, oh, I'm so exhausted now. I can't possibly post anything else today. I'm really bad. So I'm just doing these little corners. I suppose I could do them after, but I want to do them now. So I could have done all these off camera, but where would the fun in that be? So that's that one done. What's that one going to be? So we've got a top one there, haven't we? I think we really should do with a side one there. We could have a large side one, can't we? Yeah. So more glue in. And in that edge. Any imperfections will be covered. I'll leave gluing the little edge bits till I'm off camera. You've seen how to do one now when we're doing the edges. I nearly cut it in the wrong place. Whoop-de-doo. So that's one. And that's two. Yep. And yeah. So that goes there. That one. I've already cut that one because I made it go upside down because I wanted the window on the front, didn't I? What about this one? What have I done with it? I think I might just cut the flap off that one because I like that shape on some of them. Yeah, I'm going to cut the flap off that one. And then we've got that shaped opening, haven't we? If you see what I mean, like that. Did that go inside that hole? Did it? Whatever. I don't know. Why would I know that? money making journal. That's that. Oh, we've already done the end on that one. Did we do the other end? No. For some reason I decided only one end needed to be open. But I suppose we didn't have to open every end. Oh, I've not glued it either, have I? I've done the end and I haven't glued it. So get the glue stick out. These are all going to be collaged over, by the way. I can't just move my trimmer to the side now because I've got the world's biggest box of collage pieces on my desk. The side I'd already done, so yeah, that's now got two well, it hasn't got two openings. It just had a bit extra cut off it. Silly woman. It's sort of evened the gap up. So did that one went there, did it? Or did it go there? Do I know? Have I got any clue? I'll put it there. And then we had that in the middle. Right. That's just going to get glued on either side. I'll do it after binding. That'll be fine. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces. Right, let's arrange them. That's got a top opener, so if I put it nearer the bottom, we'll see it poking out nicely. That'll have something on it. That's got a side opener, it can go anywhere. I think I'll keep it in the middle. Then we've got that. That's got another top opener. Not at the bottom, but nearer the bottom. And that's got a top opener, but it's different. I think I want it there. Then we can have something sticking out the top of the journal. I don't want anything sticking out at the side. That would just no. That's too random for my liking. It looks lovely, but I just can't bring myself to do it. Right, that one is a side opener. I think we'll have that near at top because we don't want everything in the journal at the bottom, do we? That's near at top. That's going to have a bottom pocket, and I'll just put that in the middle. I like how you see all these different things overlapping. It's really good. Right, so now it's time to bind. I'm not going to bother using my punching cradle on this because it's not a really thick project. I'm gonna grab this spraddle that I don't normally use. The reason I don't normally use it is it makes the holes too big, but we want big holes this time because we're binding with twine. We need a big hole to get that twine through. And I'm going to grab a book and I'm going to use that to bind on rather than my cradle. Right. So I'm going to pop it like that. We've put everything as we want it-ish. I'm going to put it like that because if I do it upwards ways, silly woman, I won't have a clue what I'm doing. I'm going to get it pretty even within the journal. And I'm not going to measure because I can't be bothered. Is that awful or is that not? You know what, I'm going to have that sort of in the middle. And I'm going to use this as my guide for where to punch. It's not because I can't be bothered. It's because this leaflet's going to help me. Because we know this leaflet is like with 3 sections all the same width. So we know my first one should be dead on that. But I don't want it dead on that. I'm going to do it just above. So that's my first hole. And my other two, my bottom and top holes, I'm going to do it just on the leaflet. I'm going to do that one just on the leaflet, and then I'm going to do 2 more holes roughly halfway between. That's that. And is that roughly halfway? So it's not going to be perfectly even on the other side, but I just wanted to do it like that. Right, I'm going to stick my thing back through the middle hole now while I close my book up. Make sure my holes on the outside are going to be big enough. I'm happy they've all come through dead on the spine. Do you know, I think I might be liking this book method better than binding cradle for thinner things. The binding cradle is good when you're doing a big chunky thing. And I'm just poking this through to make these holes that bit bigger. Can you see? To allow that twine to go through easily. Yeah. Now I've poked my holes, I'm just going to grab a clip, if I can find one. I'm really good at losing these clips. Here we go. I'm just going to clip my pages there so they don't move while I... Can you see how that's... It looks very untidy on the outside. I learnt this trick from Izzy. I'm just going to do that. And then I'm going to poke through again from the outside because it looks much neater. Where's the hole on that one? I've covered it up that well, I can't see it. I'm going to have to poke it back out so I can see it. There it is. So there we go. Right, I'll leave that clip on and I'm going to get my twine. We're going to put the closure. The twine is going to come out from the middle and it's going to wrap around and then it's going to tie on the outside. So I just need a lot of twine. I normally do about 3 or 4 lengths and then I have enough for a big bow, but I need some for wrapping round. So I'm going to do about 5 lengths. I'm not worried. No, 6. Do another bit. Yeah, better safe than sorry because I'm always going to use the bits that are left to stick on tags. Right. Do I have a needle big enough to get through, with an eye big enough, should I say? It's not a bookbinding needle, but it's the one with the biggest eye. My bookbinding needles don't have eyes as big as this. It's a bodkin. Yes, it does. It goes through. I was worried then. I'd not thought that through. That's me all over, isn't it? Right. So... Oh, somebody at the door. 2 ticks. I'm back. Totally and utterly forgot it was the Asda shop arriving. So, yeah. Yeah, we didn't buy much when we went to Aldi yesterday. It was just like a novelty to be in there. Right, so what am I doing? I've lost track. Yeah, I nearly did this wrong. We're going to bind it and I'm going in from the outside because we're going to have the tie on the outside. That's it. So yeah, I want to go in at the middle one on the outside. I've made that hole big enough. I want to leave enough to wrap around a couple times. And yeah, that's far too much. I knew I'd gone a bit mad with the amount I've used. That's going to wrap round enough at both sides. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Yeah. I tell you what, pull that back a bit. I'll just stab myself. Do you know how I said? I was doing some cleaning out the other day and I had a plaster. There we go. It did just start to... I'm terrible. Right, where's my needle gone? Let's clean that off. Right. So we've gone in at the middle. I'm going to alter that clip now so that it is clipping somewhere at the bottom. It's difficult with them all being different. Right, I'm ever so sorry, but yes, my battery went flat. I'd paused it that many times and then paused it again to get my Asda shop in. I didn't realise that. Anyway, so you've missed me finishing the binding off. What I'll do is I do have another video where I've done a 5-hole pamphlet stitch. So if you don't know how to do a 5-hole pamphlet stitch, I'll link that. I'm a nightmare. I'm gutted about that actually. Really gutted. So yeah, I've done the 5mm pamphlet stitch, and then all I've done is I've glued the topper on that we did, yeah, in exactly the same place. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed what there was. I know it had gone on for a long time, but yeah, you've missed the last 10 minutes of me binding the journal. So if you want to see it done with string in this method, again, I've got Izzy B's linked down below, and you can watch hers. It was the episode, she did it in episode 1. She bound her cover. So yeah, that's it. That's all I've got to say. So I will be back with, yeah, starting to put some base layers on my pages inside next time. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time, and I'll try and film the whole thing. So bye for now.